It's Tuesday, the 3rd of September 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Adam Lang.
Good morning, Michael.
Adam, 5 stories, 5 minutes, let's go. Story number 1, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is on a bit of a cash splash in Western Australia. In a bid to improve his election standing in the state, he's in WA with several frontbench MPs as campaigning gets underway, really ahead of an election that hasn't even been announced yet.
Yeah, Michael, the jewel in the crown for this week is a multi-million-dollar job and skills package that forms part of the National Security Nuclear Submarine AUKUS agreement. This will be formally announced today, but has been widely foreshadowed in the press. There's going to be another $8 million announced for a Murdoch University Plastics Innovation Hub, $250 million for an electric bus terminal, and $8 million for the mobile black spot program. A series of social housing projects will also be announced, and that's according to the Financial Review.
Adam, a number of these projects seem like they are really quite targeted spend. Why is WA so crucial right now?
Labor's prospects in WA for the next election are actually considered make or break for the government. Time is ticking down with an election required before May 2025. In the last federal election, Labor picked up 4 extra seats in WA and they helped to secure its majority government position. Current polling shows that Labor increasingly faces the prospect of a minority government.
Okay, moving on to story number 2 now. An REA Group halted trading yesterday after confirming speculation in the media over the weekend that it was considering a bid for UK-listed online property portal Rightmove. Now, this deal could be worth about $9 billion.
Yeah, Michael, REA Group said any offer would take the form of cash and shares, but it has not yet approached or had discussions with Rightmove about the offer, and there's no guarantee one will be made. The UK's takeover rules mean the disclosure of a potential offer is required. REA said in a statement to the ASX that there are clear similarities between the two businesses, as both are leading portals in their local areas for residential listings and have aligned cultural values. Once trading resumed, shares fell 5.3%.
Story number 3, home building. Looks like it's starting to bounce back with 14,797 new dwellings approved in July. That was up 10.4% and followed a slump the month before, according to the Bureau of Statistics.
Yeah, Michael, this was the first month of the National Housing Accord, and there was a particularly significant lift in private dwellings, excluding houses, up 32%, with house approvals only up 0.6%. Apartment figures can be lumpy when big projects get approval, so that's worth taking into account. And even with the full lift over July, the overall approvals rate remains 5.1%, and that's still below the 5-year average. But it is a positive sign for more supply, with New South Wales recording an 8.5% lift in private sector house approvals and WA at its highest level since July 2021.
Story number 4, Australian vegan food chain Flav, launched by a former Zambrero CEO, has fallen over, Adam. The founders are basically saying they're ahead of their time and there isn't yet demand in the market for a, quote, mass market, scalable, fully vegan eatery.
That's right, Michael. A letter to shareholders that was reported in the Financial Review shows co-founders told their investors last week that they'd not been paying themselves since January 2023 and are under a $10,000 monthly bill to stay in business. And they've been exploring options including shutting down local operations and discussing with potential international partners. But ultimately, the assessment was that the brand is slightly ahead of current consumer habits. Just 2 years ago, the brand was announcing plans to open 300 stores amid the big wave of plant-based hype. It raised $900,000 in crowdfunding money in late 2022 and in total raised $7.5 million. But last year, it generated $1.2 million in revenue and reported a $2.4 million net loss.
Last one, Adam. Story number 5. The US presidential election is going to be the biggest digital advertising blitz on record, with Kamala Harris planning a $370 million cross-media campaign over 3 months and what she's calling the biggest online ad buy in the history of American politics.
Michael, these numbers are staggering. Harris's ad campaign will kick off on September 3 and run until November 5, and will put a big chunk of her US $540 million worth of political donations to work. About US $200 million will go towards digital ads, US $170 million for television spots. The digital placements include Hulu, Roku, YouTube, Paramount, Spotify, and Pandora. There has been plenty written about her campaign's plan to harness Gen Z, with memes and viral content increasingly part of the political conversation. So there's little doubt that social media will be a big part of the push too.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Tuesday, the 3rd of September, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.